Hello YouTube, this is Satsu5 and today I'm reviewing the Bastinelli Dragotac. This is a Dragotac, I think it's Prometheus or something like that. It's actually a Fox collaboration between Bastinelli from Bastinelli Creations and Fox Knives. They were made in Manigo, Italy. And this is a friction photo. And this is probably the nicest friction photo I've ever owned or used. It's a 3-inch blade length. Zacote wood, I think is how you say it. It's a wood native to Mexico and Central America. And it comes with a leather slip pouch. And I want to say that the leather slip pouch, although it's originally relatively tight, and it still is a little bit tighter than I would like it, it has loosened up quite a bit. And this is probably my preferred way of carrying the knife. If I'm carrying it in the standard pockets of a jean or pants, you know, the big pockets, I usually carry it with this because I have this fear that the knife will go sideways or like this in my pocket, and it'll open up ever so slightly, and I'll stick my hand in and catch my finger and cut myself. So anytime I'm wearing this in the standard pocket, I like to carry it in this sheath, which by the way is also made in Italy. Don't know if you can see that. Italian leather. They say it's good stuff. But if you're wearing a pants pocket, like jeans or khakis, whatever, that has a fifth pocket or a pocket watch pocket, and it's deep enough, you can carry this in the fifth pocket, also known as the pocket watch pocket, because it's not as wide, so it stays vertical. And if it's deep enough, you can carry it in that pocket, and you don't have to worry about it coming open on you, and you're not going to cut yourself. I will say this, when you're wearing this in the fifth pocket, and if you're bending over to tie your shoes, this can kind of poke you in the belly, but it's not a real issue. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but you can just kind of lean this off to the side because, you know, that pocket is slightly flexible. You can kind of cant it a little bit and you won't have that issue. I personally would have liked to see the tang or the tail to be a little bit longer. You can open this up just like I call this the Zippo open, how you'd open up a Zippo lighter. You can open and close it like that fairly easy. And you can open this up like how I like to open up the swirled peasant knife by using the handshake grip. You grab it like you're shaking a hand, pull in with your bottom fingers, push with your thumb, and it opens up real nicely. I say I'd like for the tang to be a little bit longer because, as you can see, when you're gripping this in kind of the hammer grip like this, you still got a little bit of play. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't have play, but you know, since it is a friction photo, there's no locking mechanism other than your grip. And I feel if this tang was a little bit longer, it wouldn't move as much. But it's not going to close on your fingers. You're completely safe. This is not a tactical knife. This is a gentleman's knife, hence the other gentleman's photos that are in the background. So this knife isn't necessarily going to be used in a self-defense situation. It's a very beautiful knife. It's a very practical knife. They call this a Wharncliffe. I wouldn't call it a Wharncliffe. Maybe a modified Wharncliffe, but this actually resembles a Bowie knife I've seen on the internet once. And you could almost call this a clip. And this kind of has a dip in it. And they called it a Texas clip. I don't know if that's the technical term for that particular Bowie knife blade shape. But to me, a Wharncliffe has a straight edge. It doesn't have any belly, and it doesn't have this, you know, clip off. It's a kind of a gradual, non-angular transition to the tip. But the cool thing about this is you do have a little bit of belly for slicing. You have good tip control, so if you want to use this to cut coupons or magazine articles out, You can use this as an X-Acto knife. So I'm very pleased with this knife. The price, well, first off, I must mention, let me get this back into frame. This comes in a few different variants. There was a small one, which I really don't care for at all. And they have this in black FRN and I think orange FRN. And they have this wood. The wood is the most expensive, being $89.44 at Blade HQ. And I really wanted the black FRN one, but at the time they didn't have it. And they had this one. I was like, oh, that's nice looking. The fact that it's wood kind of gives a little bit, slightly more rustic feel to it, as opposed to these knives right here. Although you could say that the Alox, Victorinox could be thrown in the same rustic category, but since this is a grained wood, you know, it's pretty, but it's not like suit and tie. You know, it's not like a tuxedo knife. So it's dressy, it's classy, but it's not strictly a tuxedo knife. So I feel a lot better about carrying this on a day-to-day basis. As you can see, it's a Fox and Bastinelli collaboration. If you're not familiar with Bastinelli, he's the designer of the knife used in the movie Lucy. And I have several of his knives. I have a collection of his knives. He's a French-born custom knife maker, and he somewhat recently moved to America, so now he's an American knife maker. And I really he's watched my videos for pretty much since the beginning, and I've really enjoyed his videos as well. I saw that they're coming out with one of his friction photos as a production knife, and I was like, I'd really like to have that. So that's it. This is a very good knife. It does also come with a lanyard hole if you want to do that. As you can see, it has standoff, so it's going to be very easy to clean lint out of it if you don't use the leather sheath. And it's made out of N690 steel, which I have had a very good experience with N690 in the past. And it's stainless steel, holds a decent edge, relatively easy to sharpen, and some people compare it to a VG10. I guess you could say it's a European VG10. The last knife I had that steel was also an Italian knife from Viper. But yeah, it's a really good knife. I've really enjoyed using it, and I'm probably going to continue EDCing it until the next EDC knife that I test. Excuse me. So yeah, just because I filmed the review on this doesn't mean I'm going to stop carrying it. I've really enjoyed carrying this knife. So I'm going to continue carrying it until there's something else that I need to test. And even after I test that future knife, I'm probably going to continue carrying this because I really enjoy it. See, I put this in the sheath. As you can see, it's not going to come out. It's still a good bit of friction in there. It's not the easiest thing to get out, but with my hot hand, I can get the knife out and pull it out. So that's it. Hope y'all have a great day. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.